Alright, so what I wanted to do today was take a look into the future about Resident Evil 9 and kind of go over my, I guess, a wish list of what I want to see in terms of gameplay. In terms of the story, we don't even know, what it's even going to be about, so I don't want to spitball any ideas out. But I do want to talk about what I want to see in terms of a gameplay perspective. So without any further ado, I just want to get into my ideas now. If you agree, let me know in the comments. If you have any more you want to add to it, let me know in the comments. But without any further ado, let's get started. So first and foremost, I think RE9, it should be a horror game, first and foremost. I really do prefer, in terms of gameplay, games like RE7, the original 2 and 3, and even the original game. I do prefer the horror aspect over the action aspect. I think RE4 is like the perfect blend of the two. And while I do really rate Resident Evil 5, I really do enjoy that game, I do prefer the games when they're more scary. So I definitely think that should be a forefront again. I know that when Village came out, there was an article where they said they toned down the horror because I feel like RE7 was too scary. I did make a video talking about that way back when. I just don't think that's the case at all. I think horror is subjective, and I think RE7 was definitely more of a horror-focused game, but it wasn't too scary. So I think for me personally, I would like to see another game on that level of horror. I think that would be really cool and a really nice refresh after Village and RE4, which are both really action-focused games. Next up, in terms of perspective, this is an interesting one. I think how they did it with Village in the end was really well done. How they finally added a option to switch between first and third for the main game. I think that's really going to keep people playing the game. I know that people had big issues with first person perspective. Some people just didn't like how the game was shifted to a first person perspective. Some people don't like first person in general. It may cause motion sickness and stuff like that. So them adding that third person option was a really good move, and I definitely think that should remain the same in the new game. Keep it in first or third, obviously have the cutscenes with like a third person perspective where you can see your character rather than just through their eyes, and I think that'll be a solid way to do it. Combat wise, I think how RE4 Remake did its combat was very good, but I think that combat is built around a lot of intense action. I really do think they should drag it back to how RE7 worked, where it's like slow paced, every enemy takes a lot of ammo, so you've got to be careful. Kind of leading off of that gameplay wise, keep it very limited inventory, how it used to be. I much prefer the limited slots you get in like RE7 and the original 3 over an attach case system in Village and 4. I do think the attach case system is very good, but I just much prefer the limited inventory. On top of that, obviously item boxes coming back as well will be awesome. Again, I just really like that way of playing the game. It makes, replay is really interesting because you know what you need and what you don't need, so you can definitely kind of micromanage your inventory better rather than just picking up everything and selling stuff. And the item box is obviously like a big thing as well. I would also really like to see a mode in a new game, kind of like Real Survivor in the Resident Evil Remake, where the item boxes are no longer linked, so you actually have to kind of make sure you're moving stuff with you, because if you don't, that's a hell of a lot of backtracking to get an item you may need. So I think that will be really cool to see as well. Enemy types, this is the big one. I don't know if it's just me. It could just be me, but I think a lot of people would agree with me when I say, please, maybe, bring back some actual zombies. I like fighting the molded, I like fighting the Lycans and the Magini and the Las Plagas and stuff like that, but maybe, take us back to a classic zombie game. That would be really fun. It'd be a nice return to form, obviously with the first 3 games being majorly zombie focused. Obviously there was more than just, human zombies, there was like animals and stuff you fought, and mutated monsters, but having the overall enemy, in the most common enemy in the game, be a zombie again would be really cool to see, and that'd be a really nice touch. And obviously, you know me by now, in terms of difficulty and replayability, give us those challenges where you've got to speedrun it, give us those challenges where you got to get like a high rank on a high difficulty, add those high difficulties in, like Madhouse. I would say like Village of Shadows, but I really don't rate Village of Shadows. It's a very good difficulty and it's very challenging, but it was a massive step down from Madhouse in my opinion. With Madhouse it changed the enemy spawns, it changed the item locations, everything was harder, limited saves became a thing, and it was just overall better. So I would definitely rather see a game difficulty like that rather than Village of Shadows or a professional, but that's just me. And yeah, again, just keep it so that there's plenty of replayability, so doing the certain challenge runs, having the challenge store like there is in all the recent games where you can kind of do challenges in game to buy like concept art and models and stuff like that. That's a really cool system, and just keep that stuff coming, because that's definitely a big factor to replayability. But that's pretty much going to do it, obviously I can't really dive into the story too much. Maybe I'll make a video later down the line with what I want to see from the story and how it will develop from the end of Village, but for now, we have like no real thing to base it off of, so I don't want to kind of just assume that what I say is going to happen. But it would be cool to kind of talk about it, and yeah, you know, share my ideas with you guys. But that's pretty much going to do it for the video. Like I said, if there's anything you disagree with me with, or want to add to my kind of list of things I want to see, do let me know down in the comments. You know, do you prefer the original style of like 1, 2, 3, and 7? Do you prefer how 4 and Village play? Or are you someone that prefers how 5 and 6 play? You never know, I'm not judging. But either way, thank you for coming by. Please leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and to subscribe for more Resident Evil content. Most days, I try and upload every single day. So if you are interested in that, by all means, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.